So let's call this the bonus round. Let's just see how long we can keep our streak going. And start the cycle anew, starting again with the Hornbreaker prince. She's called Luna, my bunny. Hello. Anyways, let's go ahead and try to keep the win streak alive as long as possible while still rotating champions and using random allied clans. Seems to be a quite popular name for cats. I've heard quite a few people say that. But yeah, I like the name. Okay. We are Stygian as our second clan. Starting out with Vent, Flash Freeze and Branding Right. Seems solid. We have backline clear, we have defensive scaling, we have boss damage. A little bit. Not bad actually. We are up against Daedalus with damage shield, Arcos with Incant and Dazed Darkshard, and Seraph the Patient. We are using the exiled Stygian cards, the foregone powers. Let's take a look at the artifact. Sigilled Seaweed. Yeah, I think we want it. Could be great against Seraph the Patient. Sure. It's not like we have tons of consume cards already. With to make use of the pyre healing. Wrathful does work well with Branding Right at the very least. And we don't really have support for Brawler at all. We don't have any attack gain right now. So it would just be a 12 damage unit. Like 12-16 at best. While Wrathful is already a 15-15 with scaling. Of course, Brawler does have better scaling potential if we get cards like Ritual of Battle or something like that. But I think I want to start with Wrathful here. It makes our early game just so much better, and honestly, Wrathful is just very powerful at all stages of the game. Slaying this Apprentice of Light is gonna be tough. It would involve Frostbite. I'm gonna set up on the top floor. Gives me the most time to get ready. Collector on this floor. Probably gonna play the vent here. Hey RS Jackson, welcome! So, if we want to take down this Apprentice of Light, we have 24 damage to do it with. 24 damage. We also will have 5 damage right now. So 29 damage. They're currently at 42, so we need 30 more damage. 2 comes from the vent that I'm certainly gonna play on this floor. Well, I think that's good. Might as well play the vent now. So he goes down to 22. It's not quite enough to get the slay with the Hornbreaker, so I'm also gonna use the Frostbite because I do want the extra armor. And then we start working at the next one. Because this floor is fine. Like that. I don't care about the trusted priest going to the pile. They will die without dealing any damage. So let's get the next wave ready. Do want to play the branding, right? That's actually quite good. We don't quite have the kill on the Apprentice of Light with the Hornbreaker Prince. And 3 more damage won't change that. So I'm just gonna use the Frostbite on the Foot Soldier. So we only have 29 health right now. Definitely gonna remove the backliner because that's a lot of additional damage we would take to them. Don't need to play the Train Steward, it's not achieving anything. So it's just Wind Foregone. And an easy win there. No damage taken on this first fight. Pretty happy with that. We also silenced the boss, which was nice. We didn't have to deal with Scorchers, Welder Helper, Hidden Passage, Molting Imp. Hidden Passage would be an option. We could make an overstack floor. Perhaps ascend some totems or something like that. Other incant units. I could see this deck going an incant route. That's certainly possible, and Hidden Passage would work well with that. We could also go with Welder Helper, that would be the other option. I think Hidden Passage opens up more options for us. Is Offering Token something I'm interested in? Kinda. Pretty solid. Allows us to pick offering cards. Sometimes skipping their Ember cost. It's also not a terrible card to have in a Covenant 25 deck, just because sometimes you get to discard a dead weight and then it's basically card neutral, energy neutral, helps incant. Allows you to see the same amount of cards that you would see if you don't have it in the deck. There's very low downside right now to taking it. But what if we want the Helical Crystallis instead? That's basically my consideration here. Do we want the Helical Crystallis in the deck? And I think not necessarily. Nameless Siren can be a very solid backliner. And we basically have our tank with Frank, the Hornbreaker Prince. I don't think there's very many Hellhound units I would take here. Only one really comes to mind, and that's the Deranged Brute. That would be very good. Damage Shield Daedalus. That basically means we have to tank some damage. We can go to the Merchant of Steel here and also see another Stygian unit. Yeah, I think I prefer that. It also depends a bit on what the Merchant of Magic offers. Going to a banner fishing for a tasty rare sounds like you. I mean, nothing wrong with it. Sometimes you find them and your run goes off. But even if we don't find any good unit on the right side, we still would have the Nameless Siren to upgrade, so wouldn't be bad. But another Siren. This time of the sea variety. That doesn't seem necessary. I think I'm actually quite happy with just the Nameless Siren as our backline unit for now. 20 magic power and consume. I'm thinking about putting that on a vent. Cost reduction goes on branding, right? Ideally cost reduction and double stack. Free reroll. We can reroll and buy both small upgrades. And that's what I think I'm gonna do. Is it okay to only have one vent upgrader for the next fight? I guess so, yes. Thank you. Too bad we can't afford that double stack. It would be quite good on the branding, right? Let's cost reduce the hidden passage. We'll find some use for that, for sure. Enemy units enter with spikes. Seems fine. Definitely have to set up the top floor here. We need these guys to become as weak as we can possibly get them. This is just in case a collector spawns on that floor. Might as well put the other train steward here as well, because they would just die a meaningless death on the bottom floor. This gives me the kill on the infiltrator. That one already dies, so we use the other spell to incant. A few torches would be nice. Thank you. Definitely torch these guys, so I can kill the conduit infiltrator with rank and get the slay trigger. Gain some armor. Branding right definitely gets played. That's huge. And then I think we just went the bottom floor, right? No reason to do anything else. Ideal damage would be torch, flash freeze, foreground power. Because we can't play both foreground powers. We could try to discard the torch instead. But yeah, we have one here. As long as we don't kill our own units here, or ascend the boss. Fletchling Imp, Fortify, Hornbreaker. Hornbreaker has potential. Hi Drooly, welcome. Hornbreaker is potentially useful. In the long run we want an upgrade on it. That's possible. But we also want an upgrade on the other vent. The same upgrade, I mean. So there's a bit of a limiting factor there. I'm gonna go with Fortify. More cheap spells that give us the trigger our incant and give us some armor. That's really nice. Love the Crypt Builder here. It's a huge spell to hit frontliners very hard. Endless. Incant gain armor. There's a reasonable chance that we could buy a large upgrade in case we find it. A multi-strike would be amazing here. Quick. There are some benefits to quick, but there are also some downsides. It's definitely not an upgrade that I would spend 110 gold on. It's simply not. Now it might be. Quick hold Celia. That is honestly very tempting. But then, what does Wrathful Hornbreaker Prince do anymore? This is pretty much the one strategy, well, the one champion that really doesn't want the backliners to get swept. Is that true? We need to build rage somehow. I'm gonna do it. I think it's worth. Dante. The spell power is tempting from the cloak, although it makes our branding right quite bad. But I don't think that's worth it. I turn Dante down a lot when I'm trying to streak, because taking those candles is a huge risk when you're not already really powerful. Dante himself is almost always worth picking up, but you can't always afford to take these candles and keep them in your deck for multiple fights. Especially if one of them is the Daedalus fight. Trusted Priest. Do I wanna slay you? Or do I wanna play Cold Celia? I could do both, but I will put Cold Celia in an awkward spot because I would need to ascend the Trusted Priest for that to work. Which I really don't want to. We are very likely to face the bomb on the top floor next turn. Having a quick Cold Celia means I can get rid of the bomb with just one spell. That's good enough. This bottom floor bomb will not die on its own. Love the branding right here. We don't really need to do much at all. Although Went is a better play than Train Steward on this floor. But I'm just gonna use the Went for an incant trigger instead. That means we get the kill with our champion. That makes a big difference. We need more power to get through these guys. This is some extra power. What's left in the deck? Went would be nice. Went would have been nice. 19. We gain 4 rage for each. Oh, actually, that works. We don't kill the backliner, but it's just 2 damage. Start working on these enemies. Perhaps that was wrong. Maybe I should instead have triggered incant one more time. Decent power on the Nameless Siren now. And a lot of armor on our champion. So I'm feeling very confident here. Just triggering Kent as often as possible, right? That's probably it. There we go. Daedalus down, only took 2 damage in this fight. And only 2 damage at all in total. Last Stand seems very tempting with Wrathful Hornbreaker and Nameless Siren, both building up their rage individually. Yes. And is this a Titan's entry or is this a skip? We already have our quick sweeper, we don't need a Titan's entry on top of that. What's next? Draw. More draw means more incant, means more armor. It also helps us getting the ascent more reliably. We have such low gold this time around that I think I'm gonna skip the Unstable Vortex and go for the Herzal Sword instead. Look at that, it's a volatile gauge. Do we want it though? Not really. I'm gonna go for the Icicle Fracture. It's not that good with the Foregone Powers in the deck, but it's still good. I think I want to go with Brawler. Do I? Yeah. Yeah, that should overall be a bit better. The multi-strike is very appealing. Enemies enter with Spell Shield. Sure. We have a decent setup to counter them. Set up on the middle floor, I think, because of the Absolvers and my limited ability to effectively deal with Scorches. That always happens, right? We play the weight and we kill the backliner. How's our prince doing? Could be doing better, I suppose. It's too early for the last stand, right? We barely have any rage on our units. I guess that's the kill here. But our champion will take heavy damage. We need to start getting slays. Or I guess increase their health? We can't quite kill the Absolver this turn. Nor do much of anything else here. Slasher's Keep? No, haven't tried it, but I think I've seen a little bit of the game. How much damage can we deal? We gain 8 attack, we go up to 41. It doesn't quite work out, we can't get the slay here. No, 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 no. We gain 12 attack, we're going up to 45. 45. That gets us the kill. on the frontliner with the champion. And that's actually quite important here. Because otherwise the next wave is gonna be deadly. I'm not even sure if I should be removing these backliners, honestly. They trigger rage very easily for us. And they will die to the backliner. That's decent damage. We'll have a couple of frostbite on that guy. This will do. That was close. But spell weakness is one of spell shield is one of the hardest challenges for us. I'm gonna take a March of Shields. Spike of the Stygian, Unnamed Tome, or Frost Effigy. Do we need a Spike of the Stygian? I don't think we want all Frost Effigy. We don't have quite enough Frostbite for that to really be something we care about. I think we skip. Think we need the unit upgrades. There are a few things we really need. Among them, an upgrade on Cold Celia. For some extra damage. Multi-strike on the Nameless Siren, as well as higher base stats. That makes a big difference. That makes a giant difference. Let's see what's in the concealed caverns here. Rail spikes. What do I want to get rid of? Train stewards? Not necessarily, but they do carry the monster rail spike pretty well. Spell rail spike. Just purge a torch. I'm more worried about the train stewards right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue here. Self-made harpy, potentially with clip guard, with sycophants. Spikes. This is somewhat scary. The sycophants make our Cold Celia much worse. With the spikes, especially. Yeah, I assume that event will result in a spiked steward very often. I agree with that. Can we place down the siren? We can. It's just she takes 18 damage and goes down to 2 health. Unless we branding right her or something. It might take up to 3 turns until I can ascend her. And I will need her in this fight. But if I don't play her... She has multi-strike. I guess she needs the branding right then. This is scary. This siren could actually die before we get to ascend her. This is 16 damage against the Siren. I can prevent it all. That means we are reliant on Hornbreaker Prince now. And Cold Celia. Maybe using the Cold Celia at all was my mistake here. The problem with that being that we can't ever keep Cold Celia alive, right? And now I've actually created the worst situation, where a Hornbreaker Prince also can grow. Yeah, I messed this up real bad. That was... I don't quite know what I was thinking there. But this is definitely very wrong. We should keep these guys alive. They do give us quite a bit of extra armor. And a lot of extra rage on our Hornbreaker. And the Siren is so important that I can't afford to potentially lose it. My restart battle button is broken from overuse. Yeah, it's a very nice addition from that mod. We definitely went on this floor, that always happens. That gives us enough damage to kill the backliner, but not quite enough to kill it with Hornbreaker Prince alone. So that leaves... we go to 41, so we have 82 damage against the backliner. From the Hornbreaker Prince, 82. We just don't have any damage in hand, is the problem. What if we don't went here? What if instead we just torch? It's not gonna work either. Another torch is worth it here. Was it actually? Might not have been. I mean, I do purge spells relatively often, and I would use it much more often if it would if you could actually purge spells that don't benefit from magic power. It's a weird restriction there. I need another sleigh. I'm gonna ascend you, because you don't buff. Then... she might also need some armor. What else? These guys will gain 4 rage, so we'll be just short of one-shotting one of these guys. If I apply some frostbite to both of them, we should be able to kill them both with Darchamp. Oh yeah, that's a good card. Quite a solid card, if you ask me. We silenced the Sycophant. We could also have ascended that one, so that wasn't a big deal. But it helps. I think, in fact, I do want to ascend him, just to gain the Slay. The Disciple Protector actually doesn't bother me at all. I'm not even sure if I want to kill it. It's an additional 10 armor, but it soaks up a hit of 121. Probably want to kill it then. We should be fine though. Or not. Alright, we die in the second. Well, our champion dies in the second hit. Wait, 45. Yeah. Just our champ. That is still doable though. I needed to play Crypt Builder to not take any damage there. Whoops. For some reason I thought the extra time on the Frostbite will make enough of a difference. But I was wrong. Spell weakness 1 when an enemy unit enters our train. Very nice. Love the idea of tiresome climb in this deck. That's gonna be quite important. Guardian Stone, yes please. Yes, indeed. We want that. The days would also be quite nice. We definitely need some spell upgrades. Another Vent. Seems good. How good is holdover branding right? 15 armor for 1 energy. Honestly, I think we can do better than that, right? March of Shields with holdover. Hidden Passage with holdover. That allows us superior floor control, and floor control is important for this deck. I'm gonna take it. Last Stand is really hard to play right now. Costs all our energy. I should probably cost reduce it once. Double stack goes on the branding, right? Yeah. Just has a higher effect there. Because it makes 15 armor become 35 armor, basically. If you count the self damage you take as... if you subtract that from the armor. We do already have one upgraded torch, I want another one. These are occasionally decently useful. I'm gonna cut one train steward and then focus on foregone powers. We have too many of those. They are getting in each other's way. If we have multiple of them in hand, we can't really benefit from them. Then they are worse than torches. Once again, I have a difficult choice of whether or not to play the Cold Celia. Deny us some slays, and I think I still don't want it in this fight. I'm gonna set her up on the top. Maybe the Cold Celia was a bad pick, but I'm not sure. Could be that that's not the problem. Just want to get as many cards out of our hand so I can easily play March of Shields on this floor and only get one foregone power cost increased. great. Love having that one out. This is enough to kill the clipped reflector. But I want a bit more than that. I want the scaling to start. Question is, do I want to ascend anything at all this turn? I don't think so. I'm just gonna throw it away because I can see myself wanting to use it next turn very easily. That isn't bad, but honestly, this just gets me access to the backliners. That's all I care about. Getting these slays. I might not need the hidden passage anymore. So I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna not play anything here. Last stand, maybe pretty soon. $63 times 2. You know what? I'm gonna get some more rage and then we last stand. Move Arcus up. The Incant Dark Shard was on the bottom floor. And I didn't want to increase the cost of the other cards I had in hand. Because among them was also the last stand. Not the cube, it's the pyramid. The upside down pyramid. The cube is the days one. Do we have enough power to kill the frontliner with a single hit? I think so, right? We gain another 6 range. 6 range translates to 12 damage, so 98. And let's also prepare the next one as well. Whoops. It doesn't matter though. At this point, I'm fine with it. Oh yeah, no worries. It's not even in the slightest important to know these by heart. I don't really care about these spells. Basically, this deck, what it currently does is just providing us a starting point for scaling, and then once we are past that point, our units scale themselves. For the most part, that's how it works. Another last stamp, but there's a dark deal. I think that's better. And we still need more draw. The setup is still somewhat slow. Merchant of Trinkets. That's not great. Duping a Dark Deal would be nice, I suppose. Yeah, actually I like the idea. Historian. It's too late for petty theft. We don't have that much energy, but we do often float a lot of it in the later stages of the fight. So I'm just gonna take the Gift of Gratitude for 120. Yeah. I think we're in a spot where we can easily do that. Not gonna dupe the Gift of Gratitude, but I admit I thought about it. I want another Dark Deal. That card is just great. Doesn't even need upgrades. I need the better scaling on armor and rage. That makes quite a difference. Oh. Spikes 5. That's extremely painful. I want the 400 gold. But this fight, I'm not sure we can survive it if we take the trial. I mean, no, I think we might be able to survive it. But it's not a guarantee. $32 cards in the deck. I think we're okay. Please don't let me be wrong here. I do see a way to victory. Definitely involves setting up on the top floor. We did silence the first Pyre Wing, which is great. Let's weaken the Pyre Wing. How do we set up the Guardian Stone? If we set it up on this floor, we need to play 4 spells here for it to survive. That will be Offering Token, Torch, Foregone Power. I'm okay with that. Almost enough. Guess I need the upgraded one here. Do need to play Dark Deal. We do need to start getting slays immediately. I don't care about the days. I do, however, care about the sweep. We need all our damage to get that Gilded Wing down. We can't spend any of it on backliners right now. We will get the Slay with the Hornbreaker Prince. But I want more Incant. Now here we don't get a Slay with the Hornbreaker Prince at the moment. That's enough. And then we incant. What about the Cold Celia? I'm just gonna use her to get rid of these light wings. This one is not silenced. Nor is the Steel Wings. The next wave might be tough. We're already losing health. Ah, damn. Really hoping to discard the Crypt Builder, but we have another chance this turn. We could also just play the Crypt Builder. Another thing to consider is that I might have to ascend the Pyre Wings here to prevent Ember Drain to my units. I can't one-shot the Pyre Wings with the Crypt Builder, even if I ascend the Steel Wings instead. Ember Drain could be brutal. I think I need to stop it. And because I don't want to take 36 damage, I'm also gonna play a Crypt Builder. Or rather discard a Crypt Builder. Try to discard a Crypt Builder. No. I'm just gonna play it. I don't want to play both my foregone powers on the top floor. Nice! Kept the last stand. That's gonna be huge next turn. This one again is silenced, so that's not a big problem. Taking 5 here. But after that we're gonna be strong enough to slay 2 targets at once. In fact, we already are. We just need to play the last stand. I'm gonna use Dark Deal on a backliner here. Because I don't want the health loss on the champ. And we still need to play Gifts of Gratitude. We should have time. The next wave doesn't require our attention. Then the boss wave probably doesn't really need it either. So we have some time where we don't have to act. That means I do want to draw as much as possible right now. This is great. More armor is always welcome. The boss is on their own. We didn't silence them, so they are not helpless. But they are not a huge threat either. Not to such big attack numbers as we have them. Do want to play the torch. Just... No, it's too late. It doesn't matter. Not gonna play the hidden passage. Please give me gift. No gift of gratitude. Ah, that sucks. Should have played it for 1 then. But I think my chances were pretty solid to get it before the end of the fight. None of these. I don't think I want the second tiresome climb. Guardian Stone, a second one. No, it's the unnamed tome here. I want the silence on Seraph. Guaranteed. That really matters a lot. We don't have space for unit upgrades, and I'm not sure if we even want the Cold Celia anymore. But I think we need the spell upgrades now. Or maybe we get good... Maybe we get good... Slides gift something for us? No. That makes it really tough to grow the Hornbreaker Prince. Although we do have dark deals, so... Lights gift is... Takes a bit of rage from us, but gives us quite a bit of extra armor. I don't think that's what we want. Covenant 1, no merchant purchases, no pyre damage challenge. Sounds pretty doable. This is a reroll. Oh yeah, Railhammer, I will take that. Guardian Stone go brrr. Consume Crown is an option. Do we need more Last Stands? That seems entirely unnecessary. The cost increase is actually annoying. Let's upgrade the Crypt Builder. Let's also cost reduce the Crypt Builder? No, probably not. Probably the Tiresome Climb. And then reroll. 160 is a good number on that. Permafrost is not that necessary in this deck. I'm gonna upgrade the Crypt Builder with a cost reduction again. I'm gonna buy the Consume Crown. I am gonna dupe another Dark Deal. We can buy one removal or the Permafrost. I think I'm gonna go with the removal. The Permafrost is not critical at all. Cold Celia can stay. Can she? Can she? Is it okay to have Cold Celia on the deck? Gift of Gratitude consumes, but so do the Train Stewards. Gift of Gratitude is at least playable as a 0-cost spell. Maybe it's the Torches I want out. Or a Foregone Power. It's probably a Foregone Power. Next, we purge, we dupe. You know what? I don't want to consume remove the Last Stand, but duping it is much more appealing. Just playing it twice will get us to a nice amount of rage, and having two of them means I am more likely to have one when I really want to play it. This is very clearly a top floor setup deck. And while I do wanna spread apart these enemies, I don't think I have to do that while the Seraph is on the same floor. Yeah, we can't have Hornbreaker Prince die. That much is for certain. How far away are we? We're taking 50. A single armor trigger will be enough. Killing the frontliner means we take 40. Not killing the frontliner means we take 50 but gain 15. So it's definitely correct to flash freeze the boss here. Probably even Dark Deal the Siren in the back. The armor gain outweighs the additional damage we take this turn, but the damage boost does go up. There are a variety of counters to melee weakness. Remnant can dispel it with a couple of cards. Remnant can also easily put jump blockers in front. Umbra has damage shield. Awoken just has access to huge HP and healing. Hellhound has armor that can scale high enough. It's not a big deal. You just need to be prepared. But there are many ways of preparing for it. I'm fine with a few incant triggers on the Seraph. Silence now. How many of these do we need to kill? We probably want to kill the frontliner, because that's a lot of damage. And then we take the other 2 hits. And just grow our armor. Keep the Vent in hand. It's time for a last stand. What happens if we went here? We take 48 instead of what we currently take. We gain no armor. So Went is actually making me take more damage. And gaining less rage. So I'm better off not playing Went. Flying kill on every boss? That sounds impossible. Even on Covenant 1, you don't usually get the flying boss kill against Daedalus. Let's move that guy away. That's too much damage. Nice! That was a good hit. Honestly, without the rail hammer, we might have been in trouble here. But luckily we do have the rail hammer, so everything's fine. What else do I want to play on this floor? I mean, we get 2 slays already. This enemy doesn't serve a purpose for us. Sure. Catches Shadow Siege in Tube 5. You don't need Tube 5. A single Tube will be enough. Daedalus is not that tanky. Do I even want to play that card? Do I want to play this card? I guess so. That doesn't make us take less damage, so actually no. Still triggers Incant. And I guess the armor is still nice to have. Having her on the bottom floor means maybe we'll be avoiding the... You know what? I'm gonna kill those. Actually, that means I stack up the melee weakness. Right, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Need Tube 5 to help your odds in the deck with 5 stewards. Well, yeah, that would help indeed, but it's not always necessary at all. How much armor do we have? Yeah, that will suffice. Against the Seraph as weak as this one, no problem. I mean, our Siren of the Sea is the real powerhouse here. With almost double the health and about the same attack as the Hornbreaker Prince. I think we have moved far from necessary. Yeah. You're right. Okay, that was a pretty close run at times. But yeah, eventually we picked up the Railhammer and those last stands, and then it wasn't close anymore. We just outscaled them. No, that's not true. We still had trouble with the early stages of the Seraph fight. So I can't say we weren't in danger anymore. Yeah, the quick call Celia turned out not to be the right call. That's okay, I guess. I was pretty on the fence about her at all. About taking her at all. But I decided for it, and she didn't serve me well. But she could have if that deck went a different direction.